My name is Mimo. You might know me from the Barista League Online Season 1. We're going to be showing y'all how to make coffee cocktails at home. So my process is I'm going to look at my coffee, figure out what the tasting notes are, and then I think about what cocktail that would taste good with. And in the case of my coffee, I'm going to go into making Trader Vic's original Mai Tai. This cocktail is really very similar to the old fashioned, a lot of different origin stories, but I'm going to be using a specific one that's from Oakland, California, by Trader Vic. This one is super simple. It just requires fresh juice and some syrups and liquor. And the special thing about this one, I'm going to be actually doing the Mai Tai the old way, which the history behind that's a little bit funny. Basically, the original Mai Tai did not have any float on it at all. But one of his regulars came in one day and asked for a dark rum float. So his regular is old, so he decided to start calling it the old way. Awesome, now that we know the history behind the traditional Mai Tai, the old way, I'm gonna walk us through how we're gonna make the coffee version. So we're still gonna be using silver rum. And in replacement of just normal old dark rum, we're going to be taking our dried pineapple and infusing it into it. By doing that, we're going to add more tropical notes and it'll go really well with the coffee. So to make that, we're going to take about 8 ounces of dried pineapple, and you can put it in a jar or a bowl, whatever you want. And then you're gonna just add dark rum over top of it and let it steep for about 8 to 12 hours. The longer you let it steep, the more pineapple-y taste you'll get. We're going to use fresh lime juice, so it's better to use fresh limes. Then we're going to use Grand Marnier instead of orange carousel. Of course, any orange liqueur will do. Instead of a traditional orgeat, which is a nut-based simple syrup, traditionally more used with almonds, I'm going to make a coconut orgeat. We're going to add 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and boil it until it's dissolved. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut milk, and then we're going to remove it from the heat and let it cool completely before straining it through a fine mesh filter. The finer your filter, the clearer your orgeat will be. Finally, instead of using a super dark rum on top to float, we're going to be making a coffee liqueur. To make the coffee liqueur, we're going to take 1 pack of the Juno instant coffee. This is about 4 grams of coffee. And then we're going to mix it in with 3 ounces of warm water. Once it's completely dissolved, we're going to add 3 ounces of a neutral grain spirit. This could either be something like Everclear or vodka, or if you want it a little bit sweeter, you could even use the silver rum. All right, now that we have all of our ingredients, we're just going to build the cocktail. So with this, some tools you could have, a shaker would be nice. You could also just use a jar with a lid. 1 ounce of silver rum. We're going to have 1 ounce of the pineapple rum. We're going to squeeze 1 ounce of fresh lime juice. And then we're going to add 3/4 of an ounce of orange liqueur. Finally, we're going to add 1/2 ounce of our coconut orgeat. Then we're gonna add our ice. It's slippy. All right, add our lid to our tin, and then we're gonna shake it until it's cold. In our glass, we're going to fill it up with ice. You could either use crushed ice or you could just use a big cube, whatever you have on hand. All right, now we're going to double strain the cocktail into the glass. By double straining, you just remove any extra pieces. And you should leave just about half an inch over top. Now we're gonna take our coffee liqueur and we're gonna just spoon it over top so it floats. Finally, traditionally, we normally garnish it with just a mint sprig, but instead of that, I'm gonna use a pineapple leaf. And there you have it, a coffee Mai Tai. Awesome, thanks so much for watching us today. I hope y'all got to learn a little bit of insight on how An and I process through making a coffee cocktail at home. And yeah, have a great day. Cheers.